Bonjour and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your January tarot reading. This is going to be a reading for the people born under the Emperor card, the Death card and the Fool card. So you're ruled by number 4, which is the number of stability, strong foundations and harnessing what you can do in order to get to your goal. So I'm going to be using the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot today. I have reviewed this gorgeous deck on my channel. I will drop you a link in the description box below if you want to chill with me and have a look at the artwork and maybe get the deck for yourselves. So I hope you're doing well and that you've had a lovely time with your loved ones over the holidays. And if you would like to connect to the energies of my deck, now is the time to do so. Take a couple of deep breaths whilst I shuffle the cards. So what do my querents born under the Emperor card, the Death card and the Fool card need to hear for their highest good for January, please? Okay. So I'm going to do a 9-card spread for this monthly, starting with the near past. We have the 8 of Swords, so a bit of heavy mental energy going on here. Your current situation, the 8 of Cups, again a number 8. 8 is the number of advancement. And in the near future you've got the 10 of Pentacles. Now that is a beautiful energy. In the air sector we have the 5 of Swords. In the earth sector we have the 3 of Wands. In the fire sector we have the 7 of Wands, very apt. And in the water sector we have the Nymph of Pentacles. Now this is the Page of Pentacles. What's helping you is the 7 of Cups. And what's hindering you is the Spirit of Swords. Now this is the King of Swords in this deck. Let me see if you can see it. I hope you can. It's a bit cramped. Okay, and the energy at the bottom of the deck, which is the energy underlying that you may not be aware of, but is definitely at work, we have the 9 of Swords. So from the offset, I'm going to tell you, you have a lot of swords energy. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So 40% of your reading is about swords energy, which is the mental realm. It's, oh no, you have 5 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's once. Okay, 4. Sorry, my bad. I can't count. So for mental energies, very heavy energies, it means you've been probably up in your head thinking a lot. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we've got the 9 of Swords underlying all of this. Now the 9 of Swords is the card of anxiety and stress that occurs when we dwell on possible outcomes. So, for instance, you're in a situation or in a relationship, whatever the case may be, you're thinking about it a lot and you start worrying because you're thinking, oh, this could happen, that could happen. You have no evidence that this is the case, and I can guarantee you that for every negative outcome you can think of, you could think of a positive one. But for some reason, and I'm wired that way too, I struggle a lot with my thoughts, we have a tendency to focus on what could potentially go wrong. And the 9 of Swords is a card of calling for your courage, looking at those thoughts that are darkening your mind and seeing them for what they are. They're just thoughts, okay? They've not manifested yet. And the only way they will manifest is if you give them your attention and you focus on them. So it's very important to stop yourself in your tracks when you start going down the rabbit hole, which I know is very difficult. And if you can't have positive thoughts, for whatever reasons, at least maybe practice mindfulness. Do something like go and do the dishes and concentrate on the feeling of warm water on your fingers as you do the dishes, for instance, or spend time with your dogs if you have dogs. Whatever it is that enables you to ground yourself in the moment, because when you do that, those thoughts disappear and they lose their power over you. So this is the energy to be aware of, okay? It's got really a card that says, you know, face up to those thoughts, because that's all they are. They're just thoughts. And I'm not surprised to see that card here. simply because in the near past you have the Eight of Swords. Now this is the placement in the spread that talks about an energy that's still having an impact on the current situation. Eights in tarot represent fast advancement, things moving forward. The Eight of Swords is having erected a prison of the mind. It's jumping to conclusions and not seeing a way out of it. The Eight of Swords always have the imagery of a person blindfolded, and there's a clear route that they could take to escape, but they can't see it because they're blindfolded. But this is something that's been done by yourself, and that's why it's so hard to get out of. That's why I said to you there's a lot of heavy mental energy going on here, because when we are in this position, and we all go through that, I don't care what people say when they say it doesn't happen to them, that's not true. We are all human beings and we have those moments. It's very difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it takes a lot of work in order to get out, which is why I was talking about mindfulness and grounding yourself. So in the near past, you have been up your head. Maybe you've even lost hope or faith that things could get better, because you've erected that prison of the mind and you can't see past it. For some of you, and I don't normally get this message with the Eight of Swords, but I have to say it, you may have done that to shield yourself so you didn't have to face up to a reality, whatever that reality is, whether it's the truth about somebody or the truth about a situation. You may have chosen to put yourself in that Eight of Swords energy because it protected you. You couldn't see that you had outgrown a situation, for instance, or you couldn't see that this person was not nice, was toxic, or that this situation at work was toxic, or whatever the case may be. But currently we have the Eight of Cups, and this is a very empowering card, not an easy energy, but very empowering, because this is you dropping the blindfold and realizing that you have outgrown this situation or this relationship or your career or whatever the case may be. This is you saying, do you know what, either I'm better than this person is toxic, this situation is toxic, or I've outgrown this. What used to give me fulfillment doesn't anymore, and it's time for me to go on a different path because I have grown. And it is very, very scary, because although it's very empowering because you are in your power, in your truth, you are recognizing your self-worth, it's daunting to turn your back on what's familiar, which is why you probably were kept in that prison of the mind, because it's safe. Even if it's not good for you, it's safe because it's the familiar. And that's why we've got this Nine of Swords here. When I said to you, this is a card of courage, all those thoughts of what could happen, all the negative outcomes that you can speculate upon, these are just thoughts. This is really a call of being courageous, which you're feeling right now with this Eight of Cups, of turning your back on something and going, no, I'm going to go and find something better for me. And I can tell you that with the Ten of Pentacles in the near future, it is looking very good. It is the right thing to do. Now again, you're sovereign of your own life. I will never tell you what to do or assume to tell you how to lead your life. I'm just reading the cards. Now, in the mind sector, or the air sector of the spread, we have the Five of Swords. 5 represents a change. Swords energy being truths, knowledge, thoughts. This is a drastic change in the way you think or see a situation. This is you having a mental breakthrough, cutting off your blindfold yourself, and facing up to that Nine of Swords energy. This is you going, okay, I need to do something about this. I'm done hiding or pretending it's not there, all the things that we do because we don't want to have to deal with things. And please do not think I'm judging you. Absolutely not. Okay, we all do it. I'm just telling you what this card is, but this is you taking action and going, right, I'm going to do what I need to do, even if it doesn't please everybody, because as my husband always says, opinions are like belly buttons, everyone's got one. So ultimately, you know what's best for you. You know it's time. You know you've outgrown the situation or the relationship, or that you are worth more than that. And you're going to take decisions, a decisive decision, and you are going to have this mental breakthrough and take action on it. Because in the Earth department, which is the 3D realm, your 3D world, home life, work life, whatever it is, education, if you're not employed or you're retired. The Three of Wands is growth, growth that comes with passion. This is having a plan and starting to see things grow in a concrete term. I'm talking about seeing the signs of it. You can see the flowers, the bushes are started to grow around the figure here on the card. Sorry, you may not see it because it's far away, I've just realized. So the Three of Wands is that period of growth, which is driven by your desire for something better. It's a fiery energy. It's what drives you towards growth, just generally speaking. And as I said, because you have a clear breakthrough mentally, where you're like, no, that's it, I'm done with the blindfold, I'm going to take action. And in the fire department, which is what your passion is, what you desire, you have this Seven of Wands. Now, the seven is the number of self-evaluation, and when we reflect on things, we gain experience, and when we gain experience, we gain in confidence. And the Seven of Wands is a card of being confident to stand your ground, to not give up, to defend either a decision you made, a belief you hold, a relationship. Just defend it and not giving up and just standing your ground. Because it's in the fire sector and it is a fire card, it's obviously reinforced, just like you have the swords energy in the air department here of your spread, which obviously reinforces the energy. So this is a strong desire to defend the fact that you're turning your back on something, or the fact that you've outgrown something and you want something different in your life. Totally understandable. Seven really is a number that challenges you because it gets you to think back on things, and because inevitably you gain experience from it, it pushes you forward every single time, and you have two sevens here. Now, in the water sector of your spread, which is to do with your feelings and your emotions, we have the Page of Pentacles. Now, the pages represent messages and news, but they also represent new directions, like mini beginnings, and the desire to learn, because they're training to become knights. So Pentacles being the coin energy, being very grounded, practical. This is talking about anything to do with your home, your career, anything to do with educating yourself, researching, developing your skills. So in your heart, you may feel the desire to develop a certain set of skills. You may want to turn your back on a career that wasn't fulfilling, for instance, and want to start something new, start a new business, start a new career. If you are not at work, it may well be that you want to study something different. Maybe you were studying something and you realize it was not for you, and now you have a new interest in something else and you want to develop and deepen your knowledge, and this is something that you know is going to bring you the emotional fulfillment, the happiness in your heart. You're aware of it. So that's if the Page of Pentacles for you represents that desire to develop your skills, whatever the skills are. If it is a message, it can be a message that opens a new door or shows you a new direction that you know is going to be good for you, which is why you're turning your back on this situation. There may be something that comes your way, some kind of news that shows you that you can do something different, and you're thinking, oh, so this is not all I can have. There are other options for me in my life. For some of you, you may have come to a time in your life where you feel that there's not much more you can achieve, and this Page of Pentacles may well show you otherwise. And it could be through somebody you meet, no genders attached, or as I said, a message that comes your way, or a door, an opportunity that just lands on your lap, and you think, oh, so I could do that, for instance. But again, turning your back on what you currently do or currently have is something that is going to be a source of stress and anxiety, because when we leave the familiar to go towards something new and exciting, there is always apprehension. That's totally normal. Now, in what's hindering you, I'm going to start with that, we have the King of Swords. Now, the Kings are the masters of their suit. They represent knowledge and expertise. The King of Swords, no genders attached, just the energy, is somebody who is incredibly intelligent, sharp, witty, and someone who's going to look at a situation from a factual point of view and make a decision based on those facts. This is not somebody who looks at things from a point of view of emotional fulfillment. This is someone who thinks, for instance, is this going to bring me money? What's in it for me? That's not a bad thing, by the way, I'm not judging that. And if this is someone in your environment, this is somebody who, generally speaking, may be a bit abrasive in how they communicate, but you know that they are fair and loyal, and that when you ask for their opinion, you're going to get their true, honest, unedited opinion. So you may have someone in your life who is trying to tell you not to do that, not to turn your back, because they believe they really do believe that they know better. Okay, this is not them being mean, it's just that they are convinced that with all the facts that they have, they know better. This very often happen with family members who love us dearly, and when we change, they get scared because they feel like that they're losing you, and so they're then gonna cite all of the facts and the reasons why you shouldn't be doing it. And it's not because they want to be mean to you, it's because they're desperately trying to keep you. So there may be somebody like that in your circle who will feel that need to do that to you, because what you're doing is not what you normally do. You are turning your back on your comfort zone to try something new. Otherwise, it could be you yourself being this King of Swords and being very analytical and maybe too rigid, because the shadow side of the King of Swords is control. You know, somebody who's very strong and control. And so you may be fighting yourself here, which is why you've got this Nine of Swords energy of anxiety, because this King of Swords side of you may be showing you all of the negative outcomes that could possibly happen. But as I said to you, for every negative outcome, that could be a positive outcome. So obviously take what resonates. Because what is helping you is the Seven of Cups, which is the card of options. Having lots of options and looking at them from your heart space and wanting to choose from what is going to fulfill you emotionally the best. So this is a card that really talks about that. You looking at something and thinking, okay, so I don't have just one way of living. I could be doing X, Y, Z. And which one of this X, Y, Z would be the best for me, emotionally speaking? Which is a very healthy attitude to have. I'm not sensing the shadow side of this card at all, so I'm not going to talk about it, because I see this card as you really looking at things with an open heart and considering things and thinking, okay, let me have a look at them and pick the one that promises to make me happy, which is ultimately what we're all trying to do, isn't it? And in the near future, you get it all. 10 of Pentacles. This is my favorite minor arcana. I love this card because the 10 represents the culmination. So this is having done the work, having applied yourself, all of the mental work that you need to do here, with freeing yourself from the prison of the mind, turning your back on something, realizing your own value, and getting rewarded for it. This is something that's strong, that's stable, that's not going to go away, that's going to be there for a long time. It's being prosperous and abundant, whether we're talking financially, emotionally, or spiritually, or all of the above. And because you are ruled by number 4, which is that drive of wanting to have that stability and those strong foundations, this is really the ultimate goal achievement for you, is to get that prosperity, that abundance, that long-lasting happiness, which the cards are saying is coming towards you in the near future if you take the steps, if you turn your back on whatever it is that you need to turn your back on, and really look from your heart space at your options so you may make the right decision rather than being led by just your thoughts or by somebody who's important in your life but is trying to control you and they don't know what's good for you really. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey through the cards with me. If you found this message helpful in any way, do let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I thank you for your time. I'm so humbled you chose to spend it with me, as it is your most precious commodity. I wish you a truly wonderful month, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.